welcome back to my channel. As always, my name is Brittney. This is the Brittney Reacts show. And on this show, we go over different entertainment news, different movie news. We have a lot of really crazy, hectic, totally bizarre things to talk about today, let me tell you. Alright, firstly, I have to unfortunately inform you that Hasbro has also gotten Barbie fever, and they're wanting to develop every movie based on every toy that they've ever conceived of, so we're definitely going to talk about that. We also have a lot of crazy, casting rumors with Disney's live-action movies. Apparently they're thinking about casting Taron Edgerton and Ariana Grande, but also Lupita Nyong'o for Princess and the Frog. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. And also, unfortunately, we have some other big news to go over with the AI space. Things are already getting weird with AI for Hollywood, so stay tuned for that discussion. I promise you, you will be interested. It's very, very crazy. So how are you guys doing? Brianna Does Art. Hi, how are you doing? Hi, Yesin. Hi, Sum. Hi, Fanis. Hi, Rod Dog. Hi, Little Piglet. Hi, Heroic. Hi Lala Kitty, hi the Lion Dog, hi the Cover Girl, hi Koharu, hi the Motion Designer, hi everyone who's here, and thank you for showing up each and every day. Please subscribe to my channel to never miss out on a single live stream. Also, please make sure to like the video so that this live stream gets pushed out to more people. Alright, so let's just get straight into the entertainment news. Lots to go over today, funnily enough. Firstly, I just want to point out that Blue Beetle, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, but Blue Beetle actually debuted with a pretty solid Rotten Tomatoes score. 86%. 86%. Now, I'm actually gonna watch this movie right after the live stream today, so tomorrow I want you guys to be here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as always, because I'm gonna do a live review of the movie of Blue Beetle. So if you guys want to know my thoughts on the film, tune in tomorrow for my live review. So far, this is pretty promising. I mean, 86%. I think a lot of us kind of wrote off this film pretty early, so that's pretty incredible. Yes, this is a Paramore shirt, Brianna. Anyone more interested? I know yesterday you guys said you guys couldn't care less about this film, and honestly, just looking at how, the movie is selling, it's looking like the movie is not going to do well, so... But it's just surprising that people are at least liking it. Again, tomorrow I'm going to do my live spoiler review, so make sure you check in on that. I just wanted to point that out to you guys so I could tell you to go watch my spoiler review. Moving on, I do want to talk about the Hasbro stuff, because look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is a mess. We've talked about how Crayola, the company that makes crayons, is now launching their own studio and wanting to make movies based on their products. We've talked about how they're making the Monopoly movie, which is, owned by Hasbro. Now Hasbro apparently wants to do so many other things too, because the Barbie movie was such a success. Look at the stuff that they're developing projects on. A Nerf movie, okay? G.I. Joe, which we already knew about. Play-Doh! Play-Doh! Y'all, Play-Doh. Play-Doh. Who wants a movie about Play-Doh? Peppa Pig. Now that might actually do really well just because little kids love Peppa Pig. So that one's not entirely surprising. And we've been getting Transformers movies, so that's not new. My Little Pony? I mean, I guess we're just... sure. Dungeons and Dragons, we just had that, and that flopped. Magic the Gathering, I guess we're gonna try that too, even though, again, Dungeons and Dragons just flopped, so I don't know if that's gonna do any different, but... Anyone actually excited for any of these projects? Oh no, you guys are not happy about this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know. I'm always the bearer of bad news for you guys. I apologize. Nicholas Wilson says, isn't it also for video games? Yes, it's not all just for movies. They want to just develop a bunch of stuff based off of their IP. But I think it's funny because it's definitely all because of Barbie. We're getting so many of these, IP developments where it's hey, we're doing Rock'em Sock'em the movie, we're doing Play-Doh the movie. It's oh great, now we're just forever getting adaptations based off of childhood objects. Fun! This is art, right? Is this still art, or are we past art at this point? Gianna Grave Garci says Monopoly movie could actually do very well, like Jumanji. I think so too. I think the Monopoly movie actually has some potential, but we'd have to see more from it. I don't know. I don't trust any of these studios to not give us some dark, depressing, gritty reboot of Monopoly where like it's just really ugly and everyone's sad all the time because that's what they do. So we'll see. Um, IP stands for intellectual property, Prince. Thank you for asking. Arvin says My Little Pony would be creepy. I don't know. That would have to be animated. I hope that's not live action. Could you imagine if that was live action? I hope most, if not all of these are animated, to be honest. They'd probably be better as animated, whatever they're going to be. Um, can't wait for Paper the movie. Didn't they already do something like that? Paper the movie? If not, it's definitely coming. We're getting just movies based off of any object you can think of at this point. So I'm glad you guys are all pretty much agreeing. Most of these are just not that interesting. The Modern Designer, thank you so much for the super chat. You're always so generous. Thank you. I can't imagine Play-Doh being stop motion and trippy. Oh, Play-Doh being a stop motion movie would be very trippy, but also suddenly has my interest. Like, I don't know, maybe that could be like some sort of Adult Swim kind of cartoon animated movie. I don't know. In that vein, it could be interesting, but I highly doubt that's what they would do with it. The only thing that sounds like a duh here is the Peppa Pig movie, just because I know that kids love it. But moving on from this, I want to get straight into the casting news because, oh boy, there's a lot to discuss here. And I also have some ideas on who I think they should cast instead, because I don't like all of these. And to be fair, all of these are just rumor, so none of these are confirmed, none of these are announced. Well, some of these are like, people are saying, oh, these are what Disney wants, but we don't know for sure. So none of this is confirmed, but I still think a lot of these are crazy. So here's the first one. The first thing that came out, or one of the first things that came out, was that Disney is considering Taron Edgerton and Ariana Grande to be Hercules and Meg and the live-action Hercules. I actually think this is not a terrible pairing. I really, really like Taron Egerton. If you guys don't know who Taron Egerton is, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's in the Kingsman movies. He was in the Eddie the Eagle film, which I really enjoyed. He was also in the recent Tetris film. Speaking of movies that don't need to exist, he was also in the Elton John biopic. That was really, really good. He's in a lot of stuff that I like. So I'm glad that he could be getting more work. But what do you guys think about Taron Egerton and Ariana Grande as these characters? Particularly Ariana. I feel like a lot of people are going to have a lot of mixed opinions about this. Yeah, Brianna is literally crying. Why are you crying? Nicholas says, I am just not here for any of these live-action remakes. Okay, so some of you don't even care who's cast. You're just like, I don't care for these films at all, so that's fair. I know a lot of people are just really, really done with these live-action remakes, and to be honest, I'm getting there. I am getting there myself. Simi Charm says, not a fan of Ariana as the casting. It seems like you're not alone. Seems like either people are like so 100% for it or very much against it. Now, during the pandemic, Disney did this whole like sing at home thing where a lot of celebrities sang Disney songs for ABC. And Ariana sang the Meg song from Hercules, and she sounded really good. I thought she sounded just like Meg, or at least like a really good version of her. So I think, at least with her voice, she could pull off the songs, but I don't know if she can pull off the attitude of Meg. Meg is known for kind of having a bit of sass, a bit of swagger about her. I just don't know if Ariana could realistically pull that off. What do you guys think? I know a lot of you are just like, no, maybe I should do a poll. In fact, let's do a poll. All right, starting the poll now. What do you think of this casting? I'm going to say Ariana and Taron. Yes, no. Yes, no. Ariana only, and then Taron only. So I'm very curious to see what you guys think. I think they're okay. I think there could be some slightly better options, but I don't think that these are horrible. Oh, Danny thinks Ariana is a goddess. Okay. Yeah, Lala Kitty agrees she doesn't have the sass. I think that's the main issue with Ariana, to be honest. Natanya Mullings thinks Liz Gillies would be a better choice. Funnily enough, I was looking at what some other fan casts would be. And according to CBR, they had some pretty good fan casts I thought we'd go over. Of course, Danny DeVito as Phil, that's a given. If they don't cast him in this role, I feel like Disney just failed. Not him. Liz Gillis as Meg, which I know is a lot of people's fan favorite. Here's why I don't think they're going to cast her. She's mainly known for being in Victorious, so a lot of people in like my generation really know and love her because we watched this show growing up. But if you didn't watch Victorious, you have no idea who she is. Now, I do think she'd be perfect for the role. I just don't think Disney's going to cast her as much as Twitter would really want them to. Who else would want the Liz Gillies as Megs? I know there's a lot of people who really, really want this. Anne thinks it's a fine match. Okay. Yeah, everyone agrees Danny has to be Phil. Lala Kitty asked, why not Greek actors? I guess they could do Greek actors. Do you guys think that it's offensive to not have Greek actors? Do you think that's like super important in this case? I mean, I know it is about, a Greek setting, Greek gods, all of that. But do you think they actually needed to cast Greek actors? Is that important? I don't know if that's important. I think Disney's just going for name talent, to be honest. They're just going for celebrities. So Slackjaw also likes Liz. Okay. So let's look at the poll. What are you guys saying? The poll says, all right, so this is terrible. This is really bad. 38% of you say no. 38% are like, heck no with Ariana and Taron. So this is not a good pairing for you guys. Okay. 28% of you just like Taron, but not Ariana. 21% of you like both of them. And then 13% of you just like Ariana, you don't like Taron. So you guys are pretty much all over the place, but a good bit of you, 40%, say you don't like either. So I think maybe Disney should keep looking for maybe someone better, because it doesn't look like everyone's super on board with both of these. Though it does look like more people are in favor of Taron than just Ariana, though. Very interesting. All right, ending the poll. Anyone else that we haven't talked about that you think could be really good for these characters? Before we move on to the next live-action movie that has some crazy casting rumors. Oh no, Slackjaw says Ari might steal Taron from somebody. Maybe. Honestly, at this point, if I was Taron's girlfriend, I'd be like, oh no, please do not get cast together. Semi-Charmed says, I've been wrong before, though. Let her prove me wrong if she's casted. Yeah, Ariana could prove a lot of people wrong. I think she has a great voice. I really like her music. So I could just see her just because of the voice, mainly. I just don't know if she has the attitude. The girl from Glee, which one? Not Rachel Berry. I don't think she'd be good in this, no. Alright, moving on to the next crazy casting rumors. There's so many of them. I don't know why they're coming out all now. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. We also have rumors that Disney is seriously considering Florence Pugh to play a live-action Rapunzel in a Tangled movie. So yes, they're already considering doing a live-action Tangled. I feel like that movie, even though it is kind of old at this point, it still doesn't feel old enough yet for a live-action adaptation, but I guess if they're doing Moana, they might as well do Tangled as well. I don't think Florence Pugh is right for this. I know people really want her for the role just because she looks like the character, but she doesn't really vibe like Rapunzel. Like, she doesn't have the same vibe as her. Rapunzel is supposed to come across as, like, very sweet and naive and innocent, and I just don't think that, with all respect to Florence, I don't think she gives off those vibes. And she has a very low, like, husky voice. And again, Rapunzel is supposed to have a very, like, sweet, like, almost kind of syrupy voice. Because Mandy Moore is the person that originally voiced her. And Mandy Moore and Florence Pugh have two very, very different voices. So I just don't think that she is right for this role at all. What do you guys think? Joshua Munn says, can Florence Pugh sing? I think she has like a very low raspy singing voice, which is again like the complete opposite kind of singing voice you need for this character. Yellow Umbrella says, maybe Anna Kendrick. Maybe Anna Kendrick 10 years ago. I also think that Florence Pugh is a little too old. I think they should go with someone just a little bit younger as well. Isn't Rapunzel supposed to be like 18? Florence and I are the same age. I think they should go with someone a little bit younger. Sabrina Carpenter. I do like Sabrina Carpenter, but she also has a very kind of raspy voice. I just don't know. Here is actually who I think they should go after. I don't know if they can sing, but I think they have the vibe and like the acting talent for it. My first choice would actually be McKenna Grace for Rapunzel. I think she has the perfect vibe for it. I think she's a very talented actress. I just don't know if she can sing. But I feel like if she did sing, she probably would have a higher voice because that's just how her talking voice is. She's very, very talented. She was in I, Tonya. She was in The Handmaid's Tale. She's been in a ton of things. She was just in the recent Ghostbusters movie. So she's been in a ton of stuff. I think she's really talented. I could see her, honestly, in this role. She's aged up to the point where I think she's old enough for it now. Another option could be Kiernan Shipka. I hope I said that right. Obviously, she was Sabrina in the Sabrina TV series. She's also been in a lot of other stuff. I feel like both of these actresses are much better choices than Florence Pugh. What do you guys think of my options? Okay, no Brittney, says Gianna. Interesting. Nicholas says, McKenna Grace is a singer-songwriter, actually, so she would work pretty well. Oh, that's great. I'm glad. I felt like she could sing. I didn't know for sure, so now I know. I feel like that would be really good. There are 2 super chats. Oh, there are. Samantha London, thank you so much for the super chat. Anne Sophia Robb for Rapunzel and Cher from Mother Gothel. I like Cher from Mother Gothel. That's a really good idea. Anna Sophia Robb, I can also see that. That's a good idea. Thank you. I think both of those are better than Florence Pugh, to be honest. For Mother Gothel, I also like, what's her name who plays Agatha? She was also in the last Knives Out. I think she'd be really good as Mother Gothel as well. Who else? Cameron Diaz. Guys, maybe Cameron Diaz 20 years ago. You have to think of the age as well. The Modern Designer, thank you for the super chat as well. Can you show Ariana sing I Won't Say I'm in Love? I can't play it because I think that's copyrighted, but she did sound very good in it. That's why I think she'd be good in the role, mainly just because I know she can sing the part well. But thank you for the super chat. Alright. So who do you guys want as Rapunzel? I'm going to do another poll. Do you guys like Florence Pugh as this character? I say no, but what do you guys think? Florence Pugh. Yes, no. Okay. Asking community. Catherine Hahn. Thank you, that's her name. I think Catherine Hahn as Mother Gothel would be just perfect casting. Meryl Streep. Oh, I could also see Meryl Streep as Mother Gothel. Okay. Amanda Seyfried would also be a great choice 10 years ago. So many of you guys are naming actresses that are like a little bit too old for the role now. Which also I think speaks to the whole issue that Hollywood has and that there isn't a lot of young talent to go to. So I think that's kind of the issue, is that there's just like, okay, how many young actresses that are known names at this point? There aren't that many. Okay, some of you are saying Emma Watson. I also think she's too old, and I don't think she fits the part. Also, she was live-action Belle. Okay. Now, okay, so 76% of you, so a good majority of you are saying no to Florence Pugh. I'm glad you guys agree with me. But 25% of you, which is still a healthy amount, think that she would be good for the role. I disagree completely. Gotta tell you, even though I like Florence, I don't think she's right for this. But I'm glad that's still a healthy percentage, 25%. So good for her, I guess. Is it just because she looks like Rapunzel? Is that it? Is it just the looks thing? All right. Move. Anything else you guys want to add about the Florence Pugh or Tangled thing before I move on to the next crazy bit of casting? Zayn as Eugene. I don't know about Zayn, but I would actually not mind Harry Styles. You guys know I'm a fan, but Harry Styles as Eugene, I would totally be up for. So I would take that. You guys really want Cher as Mother Gothel. I would not be against that. I don't know about Sadie Sink, just because I don't know if she can pull off Sweet. I think Sadie has too much of like a bite to her. Mr. Pizza says Disney is gonna lose all their money. We'll see, we'll see. Alright, moving on to the next thing. Why not Harry Styles? Come on. Y'all, Harry could totally do it. He could. He could. Y'all saying I'm wrong, but I'm not. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Now we have to talk about live action Princess and the Frog. Because, of course, that's what we're doing now. And for some reason, according to rumor, they're mainly considering Lupita Nyong'o for the role of Tiana. And as much as I love and respect Lupita, and I truly, truly do, she's one of my favorite actresses working today, Lupita Nyong'o, I believe, is 40 years old. Tiana is like 21, I think, at the oldest. I don't think that she's right for this role. Maybe she could be in the movie somehow in some capacity, but I don't think as Tiana. Respectfully, no. Tiona Paris as Tiana. I also think Tiana is too old, unfortunately. Jao Pedro says, I don't see Harry as Eugene. Sorry, I just don't think they look alike. I don't know if they have to look alike, but I think that Harry has Eugene's swagger and coolness, which is why I think he'd work. Here's who I think that they should cast for Tiana instead. I really like the idea of Ayo Edebiri. I hope I pronounced that right, but she's from The Bear. She's really blowing up right now because of The Bear. She was also in the new Team and T movie as April. I think she's a much better choice for Tiana. I think she looks the part. I don't know if she can sing. I hope she can sing. But I really like her. I think she's personable. I think she also come across as the part much, much better than Lupita. She's also much more age appropriate for the character. She's still in her 20s. So I think this is a much better choice. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any other ideas of who can play this character? Angel Pereira, thank you so much for the super chat. After Cats 2019, I'm scared they'll do human frogs. Yeah, I'm still very much concerned about the live-action Princess and the Frog. I'm with you there. Because are we just gonna see frogs for most of the movie? Because she's not even human for most of the film. So are we just gonna see, like, frogs making, like, flirty eyes with each other? I don't know how that's gonna work out. I think they're gonna have to make a lot of changes to this. Oh, Brittney mentioned Taylor Russell. Oh, that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that. What do you guys think of Taylor Russell? For those who don't know who Taylor Russell is, bringing her up now. I also like her. She's a great actress. She was in the Escape Room movies. I think maybe she could be too light-skinned. I think the internet might have a problem with that. But I do think she's a very talented actress. So either of those, honestly, I'd be happy with. Frog. Oh, Brianna wants the frog romance. Okay. If you want the frog romance movie, there you go. Mr. Pizza also agrees she's perfect for the role. I actually think she would be perfect as well. Oh, Jay says maybe Sky Jackson. I don't know about Sky. I'm not into her. We'll see. Yeah, Nana says too light-skinned. That's the issue I think that would arise if she were casted. People would say she's too light-skinned. Which is why I said Ayo. because I think that not only does she fit the part, but she's also dark skinned, so I think that would be very, very nice for her. Coco Jones, maybe Coco Jones, but I also don't see Disney casting her just because I don't think she's well known enough yet. Just being honest. At least with Ayo, she's been in a few like big name things that people know of. The Modern Designer, thank you again for the super chat. So kind. These rumors are old. Movie blogs have no new news. I know. I'm only really covering this just because there is no new news. Like I said, all of this is rumor. Just take it with a grain of salt. I don't seriously believe that Disney is really thinking of casting Lupita Nyong'o as Princess Tiana. At least I hope they're not. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a few ideas on who I would cast in these roles. I like my castings better, to be honest. Saoirse Ronan as Rapunzel. Oh, I like that, Amy. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, Saoirse Ronan as Rapunzel. I could see that. I don't know her singing voice, though. What about SZA? SZA is also a little too old. I don't think SZA would work. But anyone else? Letitia Wright? Letitia Wright. I don't think she has the sweet-natured vibe. You really have to have the Disney princess energy. I don't think, no offense to any of those women, but not everyone has Disney princess energy. Simi Charn says Lupita is not old enough to be her mom, but I see your point, lol. I'm not saying she has to be her mom. I'm just saying she shouldn't be Tiana. Alright, so that's it with the casting discussions. I did want to get to the member segment of the video. Again, if you want to be a member, please just click the join button at the bottom of the screen. If you become a member, you have a possibility of a shout out here in my live streams. And you also get to participate in the members only posts in the community tab. So I asked you guys, what are your thoughts on all these various casting rumors, and who would you cast in any of these movies, and as who? So I got some pretty interesting comments. Liv Harris 7776, thank you for being a member, says, I saw people speculating about Tom Holland being in a live-action movie of Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I love that idea and think that Zendaya would be fabulous in that too. You're absolutely right. You guys, I've said this, I feel like a broken record. I absolutely would love a live-action Atlantis. And funnily enough, I actually think Tom Holland and Zendaya would make a great Milo and Kita. They would. I just don't think that they would cast them again together, because they're already together for Spider-Man. And they're together as a couple, so I feel like that's just too much togetherness. But they would actually make a good casting pairing. That's true. Liv Harris also says, I'd be curious about your thoughts on Lupita Nyong'o. Well, I just shared them. I saw that speculation too. I think Tiana is meant to be younger, but she's such a match aesthetically speaking. I mean, she does look like Tiana. Lupita Nyong'o is a very gorgeous woman who has, like, not aged a day in the past 10 years. So she doesn't look old, to be fair. I just think that the actress who plays Tiana should actually be, like, you know, younger. Mikey404 says, I really am tired of live action. I really am tired of live actions, but I'm interested in the live action Moana and maybe even Halle Bailey as Tiana and the Princess and the Frog. Halle Bailey can't be Tiana and Ariel, guys. They're never going to do that. She's already got to play a live-action princess. They're not going to do that. I also saw some people say they want Halle's sister to play Tiana, and I don't see that happening either. Mainly because I feel like the kind of music and just the brand that her sister went with is just so, like, not Disney and, frankly, a little trashy that I just don't think that they're going to cast her. Moving on, Cat Kofer 646 says Ryan Gosling 10 years ago, yeah, as Hercules, and Anne Hathaway 15 years ago as Meg. Anne Hathaway 15 years ago as Meg would be genius casting. You're absolutely right. Because I love them both, Christoph Waltz as Zeus. He could still play that, maybe. Christoph Waltz as Zeus? I don't know, maybe. What do you guys think about all this? Ashley Garrick says Disney never remakes the movies that could actually work well with live action. It's always the animal movies that look creepy and uncanny. You're very much right. That's why I'm like, why do you keep adapting stuff to live action that really was meant to be animated? Like with the live action Moana. Do you guys really want to see that live action crab? Like, what is Shiny gonna look like? Or with the Princess and the Frog movie. Like, do you guys want to see, like, two frogs making out? Like, some stuff was meant to stay animated, you know? But great point. Arvin Rufy says, Tinkerbell is one of my favorite animations, so I want a Disney Fairies live-action adaptation because Fairy World is really magical. But Disney has the ability to ruin that, so I'm not sure. I would think Disney would do more with their fairy tale line because people really love Disney fairies, but they just do nothing with them, and I find that very strange. But you're absolutely right. Slackjaw, again, you're just very much not into Ariana, so a lot of you are just not into her. Olve Gooden says, so I hope at least we don't get white Hercules. That's just weird. Ariana is perfect, but she might have alienated Disney with her constant cheating scandals and such. I really want to see a Hercules from Cyprus or Greek at least, but Ari for sure. But Ari isn't Greek. Why is it okay if Meg isn't Greek, but Hercules definitely has to be Greek? I'm curious, what's the difference there? And do you guys really think that in order to be, like, politically correct, they really do have to cast Greek actors for this? Do you think it's important? I'm glad you like AO as great casting for Tiana. I agree. Ashley Garrick says, good God, the Fireflies are going to be nightmare fuel. I know, exactly. I don't know how they're going to do live action Princess and the Frog. That's just one movie that really should be animated. Fedro says, as a Greek, we are white. Okay. Ari is Italian. Yes, exactly. Ari is not Greek. She's Italian. So it's like, does this matter? I feel like at this point we're starting to split hairs. I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tia Fell says, Ariana has a history of being whichever race she wants to be. So I don't think her being Greek would be a challenge. Oh, shots fired. But no, you're not wrong. That woman changes her face like the seasons change, you know? We'll see. I really like Ariana, to be fair. I'm a big Ariana fan, at least of her music. I don't know if any of her cheating scandals would stop her from getting cast. I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think Disney cares about that as long as it's not, like, becoming a bigger deal, and I feel like people are already moving on from that, so I don't think that would prevent her from getting work. But moving on, I do want to get to the crazy AI news of the day, and trust me, guys, when I tell you, this is the craziest AI news I've talked about since we've been going over any of this AI stuff at all. Because, holy crap, it's actually happening, y'all. It's actually happening. What am I talking about? Well, I've been telling you guys and warning you for weeks now, really months, that there is going to become a future for Hollywood where one day anyone can just make any piece of media they want with really any actors they want using AI, and there'd be very little anyone could do to stop that from happening. Well, it's already happening, because a 23-year-old college kid made a fan-made Scooby-Doo episode, and the animation they did themselves, but the voice talent is all AI. Well, not all AI, mostly AI. In fact, if you look in the description, he said that 4 out of the 7 voices in this short were used creating AI. He wanted the voice actors to sound like the original actors from the old school Scooby-Doo series, so the whole thing looked and sounded more authentic, and he was right, because I'm going to play it, and you'll hear it does sound like them.
For a birthday party, Scooby.
Thanks. Like I can already taste the chocolate-covered anchovy.
But all of this is using the AI replica of the original voice actor. And all of it was done without the permission of the actual voice actors. So this caused quite a controversy online. Like a huge, huge controversy. Not only did he get called out the creator of that short, get called out by Grande Leslie, who, if you don't know who that is, she's an iconic voice actress. She's voiced Daphne Blake from the actual Scooby-Doo series. She's voiced Azula, Catwoman, Vicky, so many like famous cartoon characters that you've heard of. She was in Danny Phantom. So we got Grande Leslie and Jay Linder, who, if you guys don't know who Jay Linder is, he's a director of many of the SpongeBob SquarePants episodes. He's directed episodes of Hey Arnold, Phineas and Ferb. So I'm pointing this out to you to show you that this video pissed off everyone in the animation community because they all jumped on this guy. Because it's not just that he used AI voice actors for this, but it's also because this video got really, really popular. This video has 1.1 million views, and this just came out August 11th. So it's not even been a full week that this video has been up, and it already has over 1 million views on YouTube. Again, most of the voice work is using the AI replicas of the voice actors. So obviously they were pissed about this, and they were very, very upset, and they all took to Twitter and basically lambasted this guy. Poor guy. I'm trying to find the discussion. Where did I put it? Yeah, here. Grande Leslie actually threatened to blacklist the poor guy, saying that I will never work for this person, and I am sharing their name with every voice actor that I know. She threatened to blacklist this kid, who said in his description that the only reason he didn't use actual human voice actors is just because he's a broke college kid and he didn't have any money to hire people. And apparently that was still something that really pissed off a lot of people. And again, he got nearly threatened to be blacklisted from ever working in Hollywood from one of the biggest voice actors working today. And he did apologize. He kept saying, I'm just a 23-year-old kid who appreciated your work. He kept trying to say, like, I wasn't trying to be mean. He wasn't trying to profit from anything. And that, to be honest, it was just like a project for him. He wasn't trying to be malicious or anything. It's just the fact that he was able to do this at all, and the fact that it's even semi-convincing, and the fact that it's getting so popular, I think is what's scaring so many voice actors right now. Because this is their job. Their job is kind of almost screwed. I mean, listen to this, guys.
I don't think we should stay to find out.
Would you know this was AI if I didn't tell you?
What are you guys doing standing around out here?
Well, we came for a birthday party, but the place is closed.
That's strange. I'm not surprised.
It sounds pretty good, right? It doesn't even sound robotic like it used to. Like, this stuff is improving quickly. What do you guys think of all this? Nana says Disney would love him. I mean, this is exactly why all these studios are hiring AI experts to find ways to use AI wherever they can in the studio. It's because they're already trying to do stuff like this. If this is possible just from some broke kid in his house that he did with some software he found on the internet, and it's possible now, Hollywood is in for it. Hollywood is in for it. Goth O'Clock says he's feeding into something that's taking people's jobs and feels entitled to their likeness. It's messed up and selfish no matter how well-intentioned. Okay, well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Goth, because there does seem to be two camps forming on this. There's one camp that's like you, Goth, that's like, no, this kid, I don't care that he was just doing some project for school or whatever. This is wrong. He stole their voices. He's getting all the hate that he deserves. And then there's another camp that's like, why is everyone piling on to this guy? He didn't try to do anything to hurt anyone. And that they think the voice actors and the director that kind of literally called him out and lambasted him on Twitter publicly, they're thinking that they're in the wrong, that they shouldn't have been as mean to the kid as they were. So there are two camps forming on this. I'm very curious to see what you guys think. See, I'm going through the comments here, and a lot of people are saying they think that Gray was basically being too hard on the kid. What do you guys think? The modern designer says, oh, where did it go? Sorry, it just jumped. The actors are angry at the wrong person. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that they're lashing out because they know this is exactly the thing that they were fearing, and it's already happening. And I think that this kid is just getting a lot of the heat just because it's one of the first big instances of this happening, and I think that everyone's just scared. I think that's why they seem to have lost their temper online a bit. Angel Barrera says, "What will happen when they don't pay AI experts?" I don't know. Someday AI will take the AI experts' job. That's very, very true. They're basically just delaying the inevitable, just waiting and just developing until AI can take their own job. That's very, very true. I don't know. This whole AI stuff is very, very crazy. And I think this is just the beginning. And I think we're going to see more of this kind of stuff pop up. I think we're going to see, especially since the voice acting part of all of this is getting much better than the visuals, like the AI video. So I think we're probably going to see a lot more voice acting from AI first before we start seeing AI video fully. But it's all coming very, very quickly. I feel like even just a year ago, we weren't talking about AI even half as much as we are now. But look at where we are now. Wanda West says we're going to become Wally soon. Yeah. Jules Elizabeth says he's not a kid. 23 is an adult. I don't think everyone picking on him is right, but I don't support AI. Okay, that's a good point. I mean, 23 is not a kid. You're right. I think it's the whole he was just in college and he never intended this to become some, like, big story. It just kind of blew up, and then he got kind of hated on. I don't know. Do you think it was right for Gray to literally threaten to blacklist him from the entire industry over this? Do you think she was in the right for this? Because she literally still says here that she's only going to forgive him and basically not cancel him if he deletes the video, which he still hasn't done. He still has the video up. So even though he's apologized for it, he hasn't taken the video down. What do you guys think? Jal Pedro says she didn't know he was so young. It's clear in her next reply. That's true. But the damage is still done, and I still think she's pissed regardless. Okay, you guys want a poll? I'll do a poll. What do you want the poll to be, though? How do you feel about this? Was he in the wrong or not? I'm just gonna say AI Scooby. I'm gonna say 23-year-old in the wrong. I'm gonna say guy in the wrong, guy in the right. Guy in the right. Let's see. Oh no, Lala Kitty says just let this go. I'm sorry, but the AI stuff, it's so important. So most of you are already saying guy is in the wrong, but it's actually more split than I expected. Actually, it's going back and forth. Oh, you guys are pretty 50-50 on this. Interesting. You guys are 50-50. Oh, it's complicated, says Wanda. Exactly 50-50. I was expecting different. I know the poll is simple. I just couldn't figure out what the poll should be. Kisaki says a lot of people supported the animator if he went onto the video. Twitter isn't representative of the average person. Yeah, that's a very good point. Twitter is like a fishbowl inside of a bubble. It's definitely does not represent the real world, for sure. Okuharu thinks she's overreacting. Okay. All right, ending the poll. At 54% of you, most of you think he's in the wrong, but a good portion of you think he's in the right. So you guys are pretty split on this. Interesting. All right. So that was actually the last bit of news to go over today. Well, no, we have one more. I finally have WTF news, guys. You guys have been asking for WTF, and this morning I saw some WTF news. Because what is this? Y'all, what is this? My jaw hung open in shock when I read this. Listen to this. A Stranger Things fan was catfished by a scammer claiming to be the character from Stranger Things, Decray Montgomery, online. She ended up leaving her husband. She left her husband for the scammer and started having doubts about everything after sending $10,000 over the course of a year. This woman thought she was talking to the actor from Stranger Things, sent $10,000 to the scammer, and then left her husband for it, only to find out it was a scam. Now, what? Now, this is WTF news. Holy crap. Yeah, and it's kind of sad. You guys are saying this is just stupid, but I think it's really sad. I feel bad for her. She also should have known better, but also, I kind of feel bad for the husband. I mean, he kind of got dropped like nothing. This is just all around kind of crazy. Like, what is this? Oh, we have a super chat from Marissa A. Thank you so much for the super chat, Marissa. AI has been my career for 7 years. It's fascinating to see everyone's opinion about it. Oh, that's interesting. What do you do, Marissa? What do you do in AI? Do you have any, like, insights on what's going on behind the scenes? I'd be interested in knowing. Thank you for the super chat. We have another one from Flores. Thank you so much, Flores, for the super chat. People are being too harsh on him. I don't think any of those voice actors would had it done it for free. Yeah, exactly. I think, here's the thing. Not everyone's going to be able to afford voice actors. If we're getting to the point where you could literally just hire any voice actor's voice, you don't even need to hire the person, just their voice, and just AI does the rest, everyone's going to be doing that within like 5 years. Because not everyone has the money to always hire voice actors. So I think we need to find a way to market so that anytime someone uses someone's voice, that person gets a residual from it. Like, if there's a way to track it, I feel like we're going to have to just, like, copyright people's voices, and then they get residuals from that. I think that's the only way we're going to get through this. That's my idea, anyway. Thank you for the super chat. I know the catfishing scandal is kind of crazy. I had to add some WTF news because you guys were asking for it, and I just feel bad for the woman, but also $10,000? Why were you sending this man $10,000? I know, I do feel bad for the husband as well. Anything else you guys want to add about this story before we just go to the general Q&A? Jules Elizabeth says, why would a famous actor be asking for money? Well, as we've been talking about, a lot of these actors actually don't make a lot of money. And I don't think he's really been in a lot of movies or other shows. So I bet this actor probably isn't rich and probably does need the $10,000. But I don't think she should have believed it was him. Like, were they just communicating by voice? Did they never have, like, a video chat? That's what I'm confused about. Was the guy, like, did he just look a lot like him? Was he a look-alike? Like, I'm confused. How did she fall for this? Oh, Dale. Her life went upside down. Very funny. Ty nearly says at least he's not monetizing the video, but he's also cheating himself out of the networking with up-and-coming voice actors. All right, since we're talking about a variety of things, I'm just going to go to the main shot. And we're going to do Q&A now for the next 10 minutes, just until 2 p.m., so you guys can ask me about anything. You can ask me about the AI stuff. You guys can ask me about any of the castings. Sorry this live stream seems a bit all over the place. Again, there's not a lot of news at the moment, so I'm just kind of having to scrounge together stories to talk about, so I hope you guys are still enjoying the stream, though. Oh, Carbon Potato says he's worth $2 million. How is he worth $2 million? Where did he get $2 million? No offense to the guy, but really? Okay. Maybe he was rich before he was an actor. Michael SD64 says the husband needs to divorce and I'd sue for money lost. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are getting a divorce. Yeah, again, it's bad for everyone involved. Mark Rogerson, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. The Scooby guy was enthusiastic and made what he felt was a tribute to a show he loved. What if he used clips of the voices from the original series? Yeah, I think it's definitely gray. I think that everyone kind of went after him too hard, but again, like we just talked about, I think the reason people were so harsh on him is just because this is kind of the first instance of something blowing up to be this big using, like, stolen voice work. So I think everyone's just really scared. Everyone's on edge. I don't think the kid, or I keep saying kid, you're right, he's not a kid. The guy really just, I think he just misunderstood how much of a big deal this would be. But the thing is, he still has the video up. He hasn't taken it down, which is I'm glad he hasn't, because honestly, I don't think he should have to take it down. Or should he? Maybe that should be a poll. Do you guys think he should have to take that video down? Maybe that's the new poll, because I know you guys didn't like the last poll. I just didn't know how to ask that question. But maybe this is a much better poll topic. Do you guys think he should take that video down? Take the video down. Alright. Just gonna put yes, no, and then it's complicated for a third option. Okay, asking the community. Okay, you guys are saying no. I agree, no, but I know some of you probably disagree. Art Veman says, you are fair to your fellow artists and AI is stealing. AI, okay. I think, here's what I think about AI. I think AI is inevitable. I think that in order to get ahead of it, we need to start being proactive about how we can monetize it and make it ours before AI just takes everyone's jobs and does everything for us. I think debating about is it ethical, is it stealing, is fair, but I think that's not the main conversation we should be having. I think we should be talking about, like, okay, not if, but when someone does use my image or does use my voice, how do I get paid for it? I think that's the main discussion we should be having. I think the whole is AI good or bad is kind of a misnomer because it's going to be used regardless. 43% of you think no, you shouldn't have to take down the video. I actually agree with you there. 35% of you think it's complicated, so you're right, it is a gray area, though I still think you shouldn't have to take down the video. But 21% of you think yes, he stole their voices, he has no right to post that video, and he should take it down. I mean, 20% is a fair amount, so I can't say that's small. A good portion of you think that that video is unethical, so that's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, is that the same super chat? Okay. Monitor Muse also agrees he should be able to keep up his video. I agree. João Pedro says, if I were him, I'd shut the video down and re-upload it without the voices, with subtitles or something. I could see that. I could see that. Here's why I don't think that long-term that's gonna work out. Because maybe the guy does take it down and he just takes the video, the voices out of it. He only did that because he feels bad about it and he wants to be a good person or whatever. Not everyone's gonna care about being a good person and, you know, giving credit or whatever. So right now we're not dealing with these circumstances frequently enough for it to seem like it's inevitable, but I think it's going to get to that point, is what I'm saying. Dune hasn't been delayed yet, at least not that I've seen. I hope it's not going to get delayed. Brianna Does Art says AI is a tool that has its uses, but there's just so little control over it. Yeah, that's the scary part of AI, is it almost feels like you can't control it. Not even the people who create it. So why are we doing it? I don't know. Okay, you guys are saying they should just re-upload it with subtitles. But I kind of agree with Joshua. I think that would just be strange and it wouldn't be as good of a video. Definitely wouldn't have gotten 1.1 million views. The animation critic says, no, I want this to be a lesson to any lousy creative or actor who gets and tries to police how conversations are had. I'm looking at Rachel Zegler. 97% of the current creatives have ruined it many times. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Are you talking about the Rachel Zegler situation? I feel like the Rachel Zegler situation is really unfortunate. She did post another video talking about how, like, she has mental health problems and she feels like her words were taken out of context. I don't think her words were taken out of context. I do think she actually means what she said, but I don't think that she's, like, this awful person or anything. Like, people are definitely going hard on her more than I think it's earned. But at the same time, I keep saying that. At the same time, I just think that it's not a good idea to shame and belittle the original work that you're supposed to be adapting, it's just not a good look. And I hope that for future promotion from now on, she doesn't do that. So we'll see. I think she's definitely learned her lesson after all this. That video was very, very sad to watch. I didn't react to it on here because I just felt like that wasn't really movie news. That was just personal, and I felt weird talking about it. But yeah, I just kind of feel bad about the Rachel Zegler situation. It's all just messed up. Joshua Munn says there's no control over it because there's no way to copyright anyone's voice or image. That's why deepfakes or AI voices and covers are going nuts with no issues. Speaking of the AI covers, I actually have something I wanted to point out with that. I'm only going to play a little bit of it because, again, I don't know if it's going to get copyrighted or not. But because we were talking about like who's going to get cast in all these live-action adaptations, again, I mentioned I would like to see Harry as Eugene Fitzherbert, but I'm not the only person. Apparently, TikTok is full of covers of having different celebrities cover some of the songs from Tangled, and a lot of people have these covers of Taylor Swift and Harry Styles singing songs from Tangled. I just want to play a clip of it just so you can hear how good the voices are already. And these are getting a lot of views. Like, this has 404,000 likes. So a lot of people are listening to this stuff. Good. But it's definitely very, very creepy because it's not actually those people. But we're just going to keep seeing more of it. And I think Hollywood is in for a reckoning because, again, it's hard to control. How can you police this stuff? Oh, we have a super chat. Thank you from the Modern Designer again. So kind. Jordan Peele and A24 should remake Princess and the Frog. You know what? If Jordan Peele made the Princess and the Frog movie, I'd actually be a lot more excited for it. Just because I think he's an interesting director. You're absolutely right. Now I want him to direct it. I don't want anyone else to direct it. I hope he directs that movie because he's perfect for it. Have you guys been listening to any of these AI covers? They're getting better, and it's starting to creep me out. Okay, you don't have to like Harry, it's fine. The cover girl says, about the castings, makeup could be used to make anyone look younger. That's true. That's true. I mean, there's a difference between casting someone who's in their late 20s who needs to play someone who's in their early 20s and casting someone who's in their 40s who needs to be in their early 20s. That's not just makeup. Now you're talking like special effects. So I think there is a big difference. Cameron Lynch says, I'm not always the biggest fan of Adobe, but their image generator seems to be one of the better models for ethical sourcing. Yeah, for what they're talking about, Adobe just came out with their own program where a lot of the AI-generated art that they use actually comes from stuff that was ethically sourced, meaning it comes from their own library of images, so it wasn't just scraped from the internet. So that is at least something. Does that make you a little bit more open to using AI if it was ethically sourced for training? Jordan Sparks as Tiana. Jordan Sparks is too light-skinned and too old. I do like Jordan Sparks, though. I know, right? Haven't heard the Jordan Sparks name in a long time. I'm glad there's like the one Jordan Sparks fan in the chat. Angel Barara says, why do so many AI covers use SpongeBob characters? Do they? I've only been I've only seen celebrities doing AI covers. I haven't seen SpongeBob, but SpongeBob is memed into everything, so it doesn't surprise me if that's true. Alright, I'll take like 2 more questions and that'll be the end of the stream today. I'm glad we actually had something fun to talk about. Again, tomorrow will be my live spoiler review of Blue Beetle. So please be there. I'm going to talk non-spoilers and spoilers, so don't worry. If you want to see my review of that, please come back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I can't wait to discuss it with you guys. Alright, 2 more questions. Did I miss a super chat? No? Okay, I think I got everything. Oh yes, please make sure to subscribe as well. I know a lot of people who watch these videos actually aren't subscribed. So please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my live streams. Maiden says, who should play Dr. Facilier? I thought a younger Eddie Murphy could have been good, but now I don't know. Dr. Facilier, ooh. What about, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II? Do you guys know who that is? He was in Candyman. He'd be a good Dr. Facilier. Alright, I'll take one more question. There's a super chat from the Modern Designer. I thought I answered that one. Yeah, I answered that one. Okay. I don't see any more questions, so that'll be the end of the stream. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for my Blue Beetle review. Look forward to it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.